Good morning, Gsxr Owners Club. Here's a video I promised you of my Gsxr 1000 K3. A quick rundown of basically how I got the bike. At the time I had a RSV4 factory which I was doing several track days on, and this bike belonged to a good friend of mine who passed around 5 years ago. So long story short, I got his bike and started to do a few track days on it as a standard bike, and it just obviously wasn't to the same kind of enjoyment of the RSV4 being such a modern bike. So decided to go along the route of upgrading. At the time I looked and there wasn't really any videos of really how to upgrade your K3. So basically I started off with just tinkering here and there and tidying a few bits up. I've tried many different things on the bike, and this is where I'm at now, and pretty happy with the bike. I'm sure there's plenty of other things that could be done, but here's a little guide of what I done and what's worked for me basically. So what I didn't like about the bike was basically the suspension, how it handled. The brakes were, I thought the brakes were absolutely terrible. Tried reconditioning the original brakes and I still thought they were terrible. So basically changed to M4 calipers, which again were absolutely fine, but just decided to be a bit different and upgrade again. Same with exhausts, probably had 2 or 3 exhausts till I got the actual one I wanted. But right, so basically I'll go from the start of the bike, the front of the bike. So let's go with, as you can see, I've got a brand new set of slicks on there, Donington tomorrow, and it's looking wet, so that should be interesting. Probably one of the most expensive things to go on the bike are the carbon Dymags, which they're around £2.5 grand, but I can't tell you what a difference they make. They are super light, literally the tyres are heavier than the wheels. So yeah, couldn't recommend them enough. Brakes, as I said, I went for the HPK calipers, which are outstanding. I think they're around £1,200, which is a little bit overkill I think, but are absolutely amazing. I've got the dry lines, so basically you can just disconnect them from the calipers, which means you don't need to basically bleed them every time you take them off and clean them, which is a brilliant little gadget. I had MCT set up the suspension. I had the original suspension service and stuff and still thought it felt really spongy and boaty, so I went for the MCT. An amazing job they did. They set it up for your weight, etc. RNG, lots of RNG bits on there just to tidy it up a bit, I suppose. That is a K6 front mudguard. I think the K3, K4 mudguard was a bit bulky and horrible, so I think that looks a lot more sharper. Brake discs, these are Brembo 320mm, so up 20mm. As you can see, the spacers on there. I think they is it Oro or something, Brembo Oro 320mm. Again, fantastic setup. If I look up there, as you can see, I've got the Brembo RCS master cylinder there. Again, what a difference that makes. The brakes are just unbelievable on this now. Flush indicators, everybody always asks, where do you get the flush indicators from? Many of these things are from eBay. They do sit very nice in there. I don't have the link for them, but they are LED, which you will need the flasher really for, to slow it down. Radiator guard in there. These were held lines that are actually on there, if that makes any difference to you. Moving along, I put my camera mount on there. It's basically drilled through the RNG bung. Upgraded hoses, just like a Samco type thing. Again, you can get that kind of thing on eBay. Moving along, okay, engine wise, there's not a great deal done to the engine. I've got a slipper clutch, which again is Sigma slipper clutch, which is fantastic. Again, I found on the downshifts on the track, I was locking up the back wheel all the time, so that rectified that. I've got the Gsxr rear sets, or Gsxr, whatever you want to call them. Again, very good, but expensive. Expensive if you have an off, but nice looking bit of kit that. Going to the exhaust, this is a full Gsxr stainless. These are really hard to come by now. I actually took this off another bike that I'd bought and put this onto mine, as many of the parts. I've took them basically off other bikes. HM quick shifter, again adjustable, which is, I'm sure there's better ones out there, but I think it's pretty good. Moving to the rear, I'm sure these are Gillies, or Gales, whatever you want to call them, chain adjusters, which I didn't actually like the colour of the ones I got, so these have actually been powder coated, so a bit customised. Galfa rear wavy disc, bit gimmicky, the waviness I think, but again, a little upgrade. Just lets you see a bit of bling. These nice carbon wheels just really set that off. Rear suspension, that's a Nitron K3. I think they're roughly about £1,000. But again, it makes it feel so much better. Definitely taller as well, which I found the K3 does kind of slump down a little bit. It's, so this definitely sorted that out, and it feels so much better. It feels almost like it gets more grip as well. Down here you can see HM quick shifter, as I said. Usual RNG bits and pieces. That up there, that is actually for the lap timer. It does angle as well. Moving along. Oh, this is actually quite nice. Nice little touch. I had the bottom half of the fairing carbon dipped. So if you look up close, it's another gimmicky little thing, but I like it. I think these were King Carbon frame covers. Again, just tidies it up a little bit. You see the stainless headers in there. To be honest, the exhaust headers that are actually on the bike from standard are titanium, so whenever I change this system over, it's actually quite a bit heavier being stainless. So you might be as well just keeping the titanium ones, but nonetheless it sounds pretty good. Right, moving up. Again, I didn't like the key fuel cap. I think this was around 50 odd pound off eBay. It's a half ton. get some cheap ones, but that is quite a good one. Well, I think so anyway. So moving up to the dash, it looks like a bit of a cockpit now. I've got my speed angle, which is just a GPS lap timer, which does all sorts of stuff, which is pretty good. On the left hand side, I've got the Brembo clutch perch. Again, I think that looks the nuts. Span adjuster for front brake, moving it in and out, brake fade, etc. I've got the tyre pressure monitoring, which does temperature, obviously, and pressure. I think that's pretty good, to be fair. It's pretty accurate, which is good for setting up your tyre pressures on the track. I've got an Acumen gear indicator. In my opinion, they're not that good. There is better ones out there. Is it GI Pro or something like that? I heard they're pretty good. I've got down there Hyper Pro. Is it HP Hyper Pro? Something like that. Which I think that was about 250 quid or something like that, 300 quid, can't remember. But it seems to do the job. Moving on the other side, we've got the Domino quick action throttle. I think that makes a big difference as well. I thought the throttle on the standard one was so long. It was just harder to power out the corners, I found. Again, if you're doing this, you will need to do a separate switch for on and off, which was a bit footery, to be honest. But yeah, certainly looks good. Screen. This was just an aftermarket one. I can't remember if it's zero gravity. This Colin Cox. This was my friend who passed, his bike it was, so just a little memory there on the bike. What else could I say about it? I'll call the usual graphic type things. I have them on the front as well. Just obviously on the track you're getting lots of stone chips. Mirror blanks as well. Again, an eBay kind of thing. Under tray. That was done in a place in America. I think it was called Wren Cullen. The actual place. I don't know if it's still up and going, but it seemed to be quite a nice touch under there. As I said, engine wise it's pretty standard. It's got the full exhaust, K&N, slipper clutch. It's actually been mapped, so it's I think it was 165.7 or 4 horsepower, so pretty decent. They also did launch control, which is just basically, I'll be as well showing you. Right. Here's a little sound clip of what it sounds like. And launch control, basically all it does is, I'll do a little demonstration. So it holds it at your optimum revs, basically, for launch. A little bit gimmicky, I think, but sounds pretty cool. And I think that's pretty much about it. Yeah, I think so. I hope this has helped for anybody that's wanting to do any upgrades or anything like that. I'm not saying this is the best one, but it's what I found best for me. So have a good day, guys. Cheers.